Hey, so it's been a while since I just sat down and talked openly and honestly on this channel. Usually I do that over on my second channel, which I've had to stop doing because I've had a bit of a year. And oversharing is something I'm very guilty of, but I feel like this is a good video. This is a healthy, honest video that I need to make. So I have a lot of updates that you may have missed because this year has just been wild and this platform is so oversaturated that you can't keep up with everybody's lives. I get it. So let me try and compact all the things that are happening. It's currently early August, isn't it? It's like the 5th something. It's early August. August 10th I have a new single out. It's called Take Me Out. The song is, it's more upbeat than the last single, but it's definitely got one of the more sadder meanings to it. It's a song about feeling paranoia when every single friend seems to be stabbing you in the back and you feeling like there's no point to making friends because eventually they're gonna leave. It's not always true. It's an unhealthy way of thinking, but it's definitely something that I went through and I wrote a song about it. It's basically like, how are you gonna take me out? So that's out on August 10th. And my album, I know so many of you are probably sick of hearing about my music, I'm sorry, but it has been the last year of my life, so bear with me. My debut album is out August 31st. It's called Villains. I've been working on it since September last year. I started writing in August last year, I think, so it's been about a year of my life. It's been the most taxing, stressful, emotional thing that I've ever created, like the most emotional journey I've been on, and I think it all comes out in the album, so there are links down below if you want to pre-order it. I know that a lot of people simply stream these days. That's also great. That's also supporting my music, which I'm so thankful for. I currently don't have a Patreon and AdSense kind of sucks, so any sort of support that people can give my music or even my merch is really appreciated. Even if my music in the past has not really been your thing, I'd really appreciate it if you just stuck it on Spotify and see what you think of it. And if you like it, then obviously buying it would be amazing. Pre-ordering it would be incredible. The whole album, again, is about some experiences that I went through last summer. At least in my head, I went through them. So I've already talked about the album a little bit, but basically it's all about feeling completely alone and basically dividing the people in your life into people you can trust and people that you do not trust. I got to a point where I literally wrote out a list of people that I hated, people I didn't trust, and people that I did trust. So a long list in 3 categories, and one of those lists was the people that I can't trust, and that's what this album is about. So it's negative, I guess. I was in a very negative headspace when I was writing it, but the songs are upbeat and poppy, most of them anyway. So it's one of those, you know, like Paramore's latest album is like happy, sad music. This is like happy, angry music. So I've put a lot of work into it, and I know that not everyone is here for my music. I understand that, and I've been getting over that hump, that sort of selfish hump of, oh, why won't you take me seriously? I've been getting over that recently, and I know that a lot of you aren't here for my music, and that's okay. But I would really appreciate it if you do like anything that I do, if you do want to support me in any way, then just give it a listen. And if it's for you, that's awesome. If it's not, that's also completely okay. Speaking of the album, August 31st, I have just announced a brand new tour. So I have 2 tours going on in the UK. I have my October tour, which covers all of Europe. Well, not all of Europe, but as much as my promoters could fit in. It's hard routing tours and stuff, and it's very expensive. So I'm going to Germany, Norway, Austria, Sweden, Amsterdam. I'm losing track. There's so many countries that I'm going to. Denmark is in there. It's a long list, and I also have the UK dates straight after the Europe tour. So it runs from the 4th of October till I think the 25th or 26th of October. So the whole month I'm going to be on tour. I have rehearsals before that, so a whole month I'm going to be on the road. Being on tour is really, really tiring, but it's so exciting that I get to play these new songs for you, these songs that people haven't even heard yet. That's weird that I've been sitting on these for a year and they're going to be brand new to you. So that's the October tour. That's been planned for a long time, but I've just announced a new tour. This is a UK specific tour. It's with HMV. If you're from the UK, you know what HMV is. It's like our biggest CD music retailer. Our biggest music store chain is HMV. I know there are some in other countries as well, but I'm doing an album signing tour with HMV. The dates can be found down below. I can't even remember the cities I'm going to. There's quite a few, but I made sure that I was going to be visiting some cities that weren't going to be on my October tour. So if you can't come to my October tour, if you can't see me perform the album in full, which is what I'm planning on doing, then I've tried to come to your city. There's obviously so many cities that I couldn't come to. I don't control these things. I'm not in control of where I go. But if you can come, that's awesome. It's free to get in. You just have to buy the album in store. There are all terms and conditions down below. HMV are selling an exclusive yellow vinyl of my album. There's an exclusive red vinyl on my web store if you want to grab that, but HMV have the exclusive yellow vinyl. There's also a black vinyl, which is the standard. But you can get the album on my web store, or you can come to HMV. My album is going to be in stores, which is something that I dreamed of as a kid. I always used to go into HMV as a teenager and just dream of being on the shelves, and my album is going to be, which is weird, so weird. It's just, HMV have been so good to me, and it's an amazing feeling, quite honestly, and sometimes I forget just how many dreams I'm achieving in my life. Sometimes I get really sad and ungrateful, but this is like one of the biggest achievements of my life, so I'm super happy. Obviously, I don't have a label. I am independent, and in the future, like, maybe I would like to be with a label. I don't know, but the only way I can really get further in the music industry with a label that supports me is if we make a really good impression with this album, if it has a lot of interest. So again, I'm totally bored of emotionally blackmailing people into feeling like they have to listen to my stuff, but this is the biggest month of my life. This is a stressful time for me. I'm trying to think. I think that's it on the music front. Single release, album release, tour, and then tour. So the HMV tour starts on the 31st of August when the album is released. I'm doing an album signing in Southend, which is so close to my hometown. I don't know why we couldn't get Basildon, but it's fine. I'm playing Oxford Street. On the HMV tour there's also like a mini gig that I'm doing every show. So exciting stuff. But I think that's it on the music front. If you're someone that just thinks my voice is very shrill and is not for you. There's some other updates, I guess. So video-wise, I should have filmed another episode of content by now, but honestly, I'll be real about it. I haven't been in a very good headspace lately. The last few days, I've been holed up indoors, not really able to interact with anybody, not able to do anything. My house is a mess again. I go through these phases, and it is something that kind of comes with the job, I guess, and this is not me complaining. I know what happens when I complain about my job. I know. I recently watched Gabby Hanna's Roast Yourself Harder video. I watched it this morning for the first time, and it made me cry because it's so I could relate to it a lot. I'll link that down below. There's a lot of links down below, but please check them all out. It's an amazing video and kind of sums up everything that I wanted to say in this video, really. I haven't been, this year has been like mentally for me, like the worst year of my life. I'm not putting that on anyone else. That's something that I'm learning very quickly, and kind of all of a sudden is to stop blaming everybody else for my own failures. I do that a lot. I always have, because when you blame someone else for your problems, it means that you don't have to change. You don't have to accept that you need to change. And I have always flip-flopped. I feel like a lot of my changes online, my growth, has kind of been a bit disingenuine, by which I mean I'll always try this new thing out, start a new channel or start a new series or try this thing where I'm really, really nice, and then I always revert back to who I am, the real me, and I know that real me needs to change. I'm a very annoying person in my personal life, and I don't have many close friends, and I think one of the reasons is because I'm just so in my own head. I make everything about me all of the time, and I'm just so quick to anger and blame everyone for my own problems, and it scares people off. So anyway, that got deeper than I thought it was going to for my main channel, but basically what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I'm still going to be uploading videos. I really do need to film more stuff, and I will when my head is feeling a bit better. But I have some plans in place. For once in my life, I'm not just talking about changing. I'm actually going to be making some positive steps towards changing my life for the better, because the last few days have been unbearable in my head. And I don't think I've ever felt so crappy as I have this year, as you've seen on various videos of me crying and drinking. I haven't had a good headspace this year, and I'm sick of feeling like this. I feel like if I carry on, it's just going to be real bad news bears. So I don't want to go into it too much, but after my October tour, I'm going to be taking some time out, I think, just for once, for real, and not just talk about it, but actually do it. And I have some plans to rediscover myself. You know, that whole like soul searching thing, you know, when people say, oh, I've been soul searching, and you know, it's usually just hippie bullshit. I have some plans to try and get back to the person I was before I let social media take over my life. I'm not going to say social media ruined my life. It didn't. It made my life. But I let the bad side of social media kind of really get in my head, and just all sorts of stuff. You know, I don't feel like I'm often my genuine self on YouTube or even on Twitter anymore. Like, I watch my videos back a week after making them and I just cringe all of the time. So I basically, my plan is to move back home. It's not in place yet, there's nothing set in stone, but I'm considering it deeply. Because, like, I have friends where I live. I do. I'm seeing them tonight, actually. I'm seeing Sina, Marcia, Sophie, and it's going to be great. But I spend a lot of my time alone because all my friends are influencers, and we're all busy at different times, and it can get really, really lonely. And social media, especially being an influencer, already makes you feel quite lonely, quite isolated. So I'm taking some steps. I'm going to reconnect with who I was, and some people who used to be in my life who I've moved away from, and, you know, be closer to my family, I think, you know. And it's like, really, even though the album should be the thing I'm most excited about, the thing I'm most excited about is the idea of a new start. And also, I need to start really seriously thinking about what I want to do for the rest of my life. I'm not exactly old, I'm not past it, I'm only 26, but I think I need to start thinking seriously about what I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't have a 1-year plan. I don't have a 6-month plan right now. The plan was always just get the album out and then see what happens. But now that's drawing ever closer. I'm like, what am I going to do forever? Am I going to be doing YouTube forever? Am I going to be doing social media forever? Who knows? Who knows? But I think I need to look at the patterns and behaviors that I have and work out what makes me feel so negatively so often. Because I share a lot, I overshare a lot, but yeah, if you ever wonder why I go quiet on social media sometimes, I'm probably just alone and just with my thoughts. So I'm determined to not consistently self-destruct anymore. I'm bored of it. I'm so bored of sabotaging everything. I'm so bored of changing every couple of weeks and then changing back and then changing again, and I'm bored of it, just as bored as you are, you know? So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'll figure it out. You know, you don't always have to have a massive plan, but I want to take some steps into remembering who I was, because even though I'm a lot more successful, and I have more money, blah, blah, blah. Those two are not intertwined. Even though I have a lot more than I did back in 2012 when I first started, I know that I was a lot happier in 2012. And you'd think, but how were you happy being a waitress? That doesn't make any sense. But just spiritually, who the hell am I anymore? I was happier, and I want to find that person again. I want to get back to being that way. And I want to be a lot more genuine, you know? Because I feel like I'm just not genuine online anymore. And I feel like you're not stupid. You know when I'm being me and when I'm trying something new. I hope this is me being genuine, but it's actually kind of sad that I don't know anymore. So anyway, I've been talking for a really, really long time. Go and listen to Gabby's song. It's so good. I'm currently reading a book called First We Make the Beast Beautiful. I don't know... cat hair. I don't know if it's actually out yet. I got sent an advance copy, but it's really, really good. And I've been writing out my thoughts in a journal, which I'm not going to share with you because it's depressing shit. But I need to... because I'm smiling, but I'm not smiling. Does that make sense? I'm not smiling on the inside anymore. And I want to smile on the inside so this smile on my outside can be more real. You know? Anyway, this got deep. So that's basically what I'm doing. The album's out very soon. The single's out very soon. My 2 tours are going to be exhausting. And then after that, over Christmas and the New Year, I am taking some time off. I think. Genuinely. I always say I'm going to take time off, and then it ends up being 2 days before I'm back liking tweets. But this time I mean it. I need to take a step back. Because I'm so bored of being this absolute head case. So, thank you for watching this ramble. It was supposed to be an update video turned into a counselling session. And I will hopefully see you soon. I don't know when I'm going to next upload. I need to iron out the creases in my head. But I will see you very soon. And don't forget to subscribe to my Vivo, where you can see my new music video on August 10th. And pre-order my album. Great. Okay. Catch you later. I'm gonna stop doing that too, I think. I've already stopped with the winged eyeliner. I'm gonna stop the outro too.